So you go back to it. It's what it's what that's done to you, and the fact that you put it together as well. And I mean, some other things you would notice as well, difference on here. Obviously, because that was the original humbucker version, it would have had because it would have only had one tone and one.
It was one volume there.
Yeah.
And
no tone.
No tone, and there was the jack socket there. The jack kind of.
You know what it is? That, strangely enough, right? The guitar that you're describing there, with a humbucker, with a vintage trem, and just the volume control, that ended up being the Tom DeLonge from Blink-182 signature one. That's what he's got. He's got seafoam, with like one humbucker. And that's it.
The volume control's kind of here.
And that's you go back to those ones. That's what somebody uses. No gimmicks, one sound, and you do everything from the volume control. You haven't got a tone. You haven't got a pickup switch. To go between there and there. So everything gets done from taking that down.
It's interesting. So you've got that guitar. That is, you were saying before, you replace potentiometers and stuff because they bits wear out.
Pickups are fine. You can see from the colouring on it. That still stayed white. This is all original. These are gone. Everything in there is going. You can just see that like the tone's starting to wear off on that one. It's not quite as dark as it's got knocks. I mean, there's no. You can't not do it. You hit the bass player hits you. Headstock's the one that gets it. I tell you what, the funniest thing, all the dents are. You take it off on a low ceiling, bang. That's the normal one. I mean, all the way around there. It's not. But you know what? It's a guitar that's supposed to be used. If we're going to put it in a case and not use it, well, that sort of defeats the objective of having it. And when they're as beat up as that one, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, this one as well. I mean, so this had kind of come to me sort of pre-customised. In some ways. Not perfectly well, but it's very playable. It's still playable guitar. But because it had a few scratches and stuff, I didn't mind too much about. I want to carve something out here to fit an extra pickup or whatnot. And it's the sort of things you can do. If you find an instrument that works for you perfectly stock, you can do that. But you've got a lot of options if you want to customise things like you did with your Telecaster. You swap the pickups. So you've got something which is fundamentally good. I just want a slightly bigger sound or a more twangy sound or whatever. You can find pickups that'll do it. You want a locking trem. It's the sort of stuff you can customise the instrument to your needs. The other thing that I had the luxury of is a guitar I used a lot on the videos on YouTube is the Thompson, which was literally actually some of it was based on this one. But it was a full custom build where you can go to a luthier and say, like the guitar I've got, I like it, but it's beyond customisation because I want something that I can't do just by adding a part. And you can go, it's like getting a Savile Row Supermate.
It is.
It's completely tailor-made.
It's like, down to here, you can pretty much, you can change the frets, you can change the hardware and the electrics, you can't change the wood, you can't change the profile of the guitar, you can't really change, you can't say, right, I want a faster, slimmer neck. Some people, somebody will V it and do it down there, and that's what sort of Fender did when they were. I mean, that was an experiment. I'm sure of it. And actually, if you watch some of the Fender videos on YouTube, they actually go on. They talk about like the C's and the V's and the vintage, and they say how they got to them because they didn't know. Some of the V's they did because they weren't sure whether the neck would when they start taking that off. Would it withstand? Would it still hold? And they realised it would, so they made them smaller and smaller until there's nothing there. And then, other than that, within reason, you can't really change the way that the wood sounds. That is what it was when it was in the tree. And you're right. So sometimes you want a guitar, or you want something that's just a bit special. And let's be honest, it's a bit like a car. It's optional extras. You don't really get.
That's a good analogy.
On a car, a guitar is like, when it comes like that, it's like, well, do I want a humbucker and 2 single coils? Do I want a Fender Strat? Do I want that neck? Do I want that? You can't actually just say, it's not like going in and saying, well, actually I want a red car, I want that stereo, and I want those wheels on. You can't do that really, but now people are.
Unless you go
full custom to a luthier that makes it per your standard, or you go to one of the custom shops, which really don't deal with people like us.
Well, the custom shop, I think, is still a bit of compromise because that's for where you wanting to go beyond the personally customisable options on a stock guitar. Is it like, I want a guitar like a 1954 Strat, but I want it with a modern style bridge, or locking tuners or a paint job that you've never done before. You're kind of working within their parameters. I think if
you are. I mean, and
if you went to the Gibson Custom Shop and said, build me a Telecaster, they'd probably politely decline.
They probably would. It depends how much money you throw out there.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if they're
I think what the problem there is as well is, it's like Custom Shop now. Custom Shop used to be, in the 90s when the Custom Shop, especially the Fender one, Gibson have been around for a long time, but just did less. Now they've got, I get emails every day from like, we've got a Custom Shop 59 ratio, it's like new old, and it's just like stock. 10 grand. They are made for you. It's like it's like the high level guitars. It's like nowadays I wouldn't. To me, a USA Strat is actually a Custom Shop Strat. It's about £1,800 to start at, up to master build of probably 4,000 now. But you're still not getting the options. Now it's still a case of, right, well, we're getting this one in, and it's a relic, and it's like it's got metallic burst on it, purple burst. It's master built by him, but someone's made it. It's very hard to, especially in this country and stuff like that, when you don't go over there, to actually go in and say, actually, right, I'd like you to make me this guitar. If you're Eric Clapton, you can get it. If you're one of the people who are known and do it, you can go in and get them done. Nowadays, it's very difficult.
But back in the day, when Fender Custom Shop had been on the go for a few years,
couple of years,
you did do that. You did do the full Custom Shop experience.
Can
we have a look at what you didn't exactly set them a challenge, but it's back by the magic of editing. We have it is recognisably a Strat. It's not like a Strat that most people will have seen before.
And it says Fender Stratocaster on the headstock. I mean, the first thing you'll notice on here, I mean, let's hit the body out of the equation to start off with.
That is the elephant in the room, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh, don't tilt it like that. That's really.
Tell you what, it's a marvellous thing, It's get some attention if you play this live, because the girls can do their makeup with it. I mean, let's start off with the neck. Okay, this neck is modelled on that neck
because it's a custom instrument.
It's a custom instrument. This neck is to the specifications of that one, with the slight difference on here, and we won't be able to get this.
We'll get some close-ups.
We've got a slight rounded on here, on there.
So it's a more radius neck.
This one is like the 50s profile, so the fatter necks, but it will seem, you'll probably think it's a little bit smaller. It's not. What it actually is it's just a little bit flatter.
So it's down there, like a 9.5 radius.
On there. Other difference, and this is something that I didn't know until this was made, is that one of the, probably because it's a one thing I didn't specify on it. I gave them all everything I wanted. I gave them all the, down to the heads, and we'll go through the process in a second of what I actually did. But what I didn't say to them was, I only wanted 21 frets. So they gave me 22.
Yeah, because the amount of times you said to me, that guitar looks wrong because it's got 22 frets.
But this has got 22, and actually if you look at, unless it's a reissue or a relic, everything in the Custom Shop will have 22 frets on, because that's what they do now. And a lot of the new Strats now have 22. So on here, the order process is literally a case of what you want. So this is like ordering a car, where you say like, I want a Golf, or I want a BMW, and that's the shape. I've actually gone back and said, actually, I would like you to build me this car. And this is the shape I want to be. Obviously, it was a Strat. But down to, and we will get some photographs. But look, the wood on the neck was specified to me. It's bird's eye, and one of the finest bits of bird's eye maple I've ever seen. One piece bird's eye maple neck, and it just looks phenomenal. It looks like velvet on the back. The Fender, I think the Fender Gottos, I think they are, or that probably would have been at the time even not making for them. They're the ones where you've got no screw holes, so that everything's internal. So you can't, there's no screw holes that you see on the back as such. Unlike the back of the Cluson's 50s ones on there. Standard string tree. One of the things that people will know from the Fender buffs out there, on the corner on there, on all of them, they say original contour body. Clearly this is not original contour body. So they don't put that on. If they do, they've made, at the time that this was made for me, they made one out of stone. It was a Fred Flintstone one. These were proper custom instruments.
Because at the time they just started, so people really experiment with what can I get the Custom Shop guys
This wasn't, they at the time when the Custom Shop was there, they were predominantly there for building Eric Clapton's guitars and David, those type of stuff. And then they did like release runs where there was like 100. So they did like those ones. There's only a couple. Like the Harley Strat, they did the Mustang Strat, they did the Playboy Strat, the Maryland Playboy, and they were like some of those were one-offs, with the artwork. And it was like they did 50 of the Harley Strats, and they're worth like 50,000 or something new. So anyway, so I said to them, going on to that, this is actually the body of a Harley Davidson Strat, or the Aloha Strat, or the Mustang. So it's aluminium, chrome plated. So it's a full chrome guitar.
Can you not tell that?
Everything on it though is bog standard Strat. It's got blue lace centers underneath the lipstick covers. Two tones, volume. The one thing to find on here is everything is chrome. These aren't plastic chrome plated that you can buy. This is metal. The tremolo arm is full. What you can see on here is it's a 2-point. They said you can't have vintage because of the way that we make it. You're gonna have to have the you have to have a 2-point tremolo, a bit more like
that was like the standard.
Yeah, it is. They said that's all we can do. And so that there it is on the back. It is a full chrome back plate that I don't use because it will scratch. And this is just tape just to stop buckle rash on the stuff. So
because it's the day you want to use it, it's just something that hangs on the wall.
It does, yes.
It's a work, and it can be used
as a working instrument. What I did do after we had it for a while, because what I realised was it is proper chrome plating. It's decorative chrome plating, and chrome will come off. So if you're playing it hard, we'll come back to the sound. Don't even need to make this. Plug this one in. What actually happens is you can end up taking the chrome off here. It's an aluminium pick guard. So what I've got is I spoke to the custom shop after I bought it and begged them to make me another scratch plate, and they sent me another one. So if I ever want to put it back to original, hang it on the wall, I retire it. Because these ones, I can get these covers and these things. These ones probably scratched because I'm not playing above the pickup. I can put that back on and it's back to original. Without a mark on it.
Did not pick up the finger marks.
I tell you what, you can't. It's a bit like a black car on a dusty road. You just can't get it straight. So the process for this was I begged them to make it, and they didn't take me seriously. I said I want to build a guitar, I want to build a custom shop Strat. This is what I want to do. And I went to what at the time in the 90s was a diamond dealer, and they were people who could speak to Fender directly in California, in Corona. And I said I wanted to build them. 6 months till Fender took me seriously. It then took 18 months till I got it.
Which, to be honest, the lead time for custom guitar nowadays, that's about par for the course.
So this was probably because there was a couple of people working in the shop. So this is what they would now class as a master build guitar, like someone was given the project to build it. And it's phenomenal. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Do you know who it was that actually built it?
It was John English.
It was the John.
If
you Google or have a look on YouTube for stuff about John English, he's
one of the original ones. Unfortunately, he passed away with cancer, I believe, a couple of years ago. And his stuff now is going for serious money. He made a lot of 54 reissues, like the 50th anniversaries and stuff.
But there's like certain people working at the Fender because they are like the
master
builders.
There's 8 master builders, I think now, 6 or 8. And they're the ones who will build. There's I think this guy called Tom Krause or something like that, and he's
John Cruz.
John Cruz is one, and then there's somebody Krause, K-I, and he's the guy that makes Eric Clapton's guitars. And I was in an interview with him and just said like, well, what happens if Eric Clapton wants one and John Mayer wants one, or somebody else, David Gilmour wants one? We went, that's what I have to work over. That type of stuff. But I think at the time there was John English. I think it was a guy. John Page was like run the custom shop. He might still be there. He's one that signs every certificate that's on the way out, and that's not done now either because there's so many coming out of there. And these are the guys that were making them and building them and putting them together. Now they have the master builders who are building the stuff, probably coming up with ideas for the. Then they have a factory run, so it is a bit like just a normal factory where there's like just people like me and you putting them together.
But the level of quality control is above and beyond what you get on the regular shop floor.
These are guys who will be like guitar techs as well. They set up beautifully. They will come and say, how do you want my guitar set up if they're building it? And it'll be set up as if it had the best setup going.
And they pick the amount of attention to detail when they're hand picking the timbers. It's not just nice grade will use that. It's got to be perfectly symmetrical.
It's the best. They use the best stuff. I mean, in there, it's not like put a bit together like that. I mean, that's got a maple cap on it, on that one down there, because obviously the wood probably wasn't very nice on the top, and that's what they did. Then they, put it together, glued it together, and put it through the shape of the machine and did it. Bit different with this one because obviously it's not a bit of wood that's made. But the thing about this is it's hollow bodied, so it's hollow inside there, and it's got such a big, nearly virtually like a semi-acoustic type sound, just unplugged.
So this is just a
Strat on a G chord, right on there. It's just massive. It resonates through there. But the thing is as well is it sounds good.
It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. It's not a gimmick. Perfectly good working guitar.
This yeah. No, it's a good meaty. And then you take let's just pick something that's a bit cleaner. It will go with the bottom as a clean. Very nice. It's just probably a bit more bassy than but you have to remember that these are like center pickups, so they're nowhere. That's on the treble. It's nowhere near as bitey as those would be. I've come up to something like this. It's a perfectly usable. It's got still glistens out clean, and it's a fully working.
And electrically, it's a standard 3 pickup, 5-way switch.
5-way switch, on there. Volume, tone. Like I said, the only thing is, you probably can't do this, but feel the switch.
It's a very positive.
It's and they're all metal.
Not necessarily clunky sounds bad.
It's because they're so heavy.
Super solid action to it.
It's because they're so heavy. Because they are. If you think about like the Telecasters that have like the metal volume and tone.
Like my Thompson's like that. It's got the metal.
But this is just like that switch there. Click, 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 click. This is just so much smoother.
For weight.
It's not.
Actually, that's not.
It's not as bad as you think. I think
compared
in the case,
compared to like my Squier there, where it's got Floyd Rose on, it's not bad. God, it's cold.
It is. You realise how much.
It's a nice name. I do like it.
It's an amazing.
It's rounded. Was that D shape?
Well, it's not.
It's too far for a C. It's D. I'd say that's. It's got a weight to it because of the metal body, but it does feel like
it's actually it's not like it's like lopsided. Like you put it on your neck. It's not like it's the body goes boom like that and do it on there. It's weighted correctly. The things that came with it, like obviously because it was made and because it's metal, all the screw holes had to be tapped and threaded.
Of course,
So they had to be tapped with the screw holes because obviously it's not like wood where it can go in. So they put the strap locks on because obviously basically, if you suddenly decide you want strap locks, you ain't got a choice. You can't just put a bigger screw in and stuff like that. Everything else was tapped out for it already, so it's and that's why when I got the other scratch plate, obviously I had to go back to the original drawings to make sure that they were absolutely spot on because
you can't pitch threads and everything.
It's more where the holes are. You can't be on a wood one. You could angle the screw in and then it'll go straight. On those, you can't angle it in because it's it goes going into
a sticker match stick in.
Yeah, the hole's been tapped. Yeah, you can't do any of that. But other than that, I mean, it's and it's just give it. If I give you try it. Give you that nice bit. 1968 Plexi. Marshall Plexi. I might be biased with this one, but you can feel the workmanship in the neck. You can feel that like one person slaved over a big block because it's one piece maple, all the way through. Actually, all mine are one piece.
Yeah, it does. It does feel. Yeah.
And I was, to be honest, the neck's one of the most important bits.
Oh yeah.
And I was so pleased with because the thing is as well, it was made in California. You look at something that's 5,000 miles away where it was made. Corona, so it's on the west coast of America, and you're trying to convey to a shop who's conveying to Fender what you want.
Yeah.
And you're relying on, but these guys are the best in the business.
Yeah.
So it's you say you want this, they know what to do. And you say like, well, if you notice on there, one of the other differences, these are vintage frets.
Yeah.
Quite thin. They're jumbos.
So these feel more like the frets on my standard series.
They'll be Dunlop 6105. Which are the normal standard now. These, because this is an exact replica of the 57. It's got the fret wire that they use in the 50s, which is much thinner.
Yeah.
Whereas those are big fat frets.
Yeah.
But one thing I said to them is I don't want them where they're sticking out, miles.
Yeah.
Because they are huge. So they took them, fretted it with the big ones.
Yeah.
And then dressed the frets afterwards down to what I wanted.
Because the fret profile, it's like having a scallop neck. You can dig in so much.
You actually put it. Well, sometimes they're so big you can put out a tune. If you dig so down, you actually pull that out a tune.
No, that's it.
And I mean, on that, it was it's the best thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
I'm glad I did it in the 90s when custom was custom.
Yeah.
I want this, I want that, I want those pickups, I want this, I want it to look like this and stuff.
Yeah.
And like I say, we'll get some pictures.
You'll get some close-ups.
Get some close-ups of the case as well, because obviously, I mean, they all come with like a tweed case like that, but it's.
With the custom shops as well, you get all the case candy, don't you?
And it's still in there, bagged. I'm not, you get. I think when I've looked there, you get a strap, like a proper, probably would be like 50, 60, 70 quid leather custom shop strap. You get the picks, which you can't get. I don't think they give you the picks now, but these are like handmade by some woman in there that you got a bit of tortoise shell, which makes you
not tortoise shell.
What? Not real tortoise shell. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's really good. Lots of stuff. Let me slaughter an animal for your picks.
As in the
it's big like a tortex.
Tortex, yeah. We call it tortoise shell. Yeah. And then they make them just randomly, and you get the ones you're given. It's got a custom shop lead, and then all the stuff that came with it.
You get the paperwork. It's like when you buy a. I was watching a program on the telly the other night about they were rebuilding a replica of a classic Jaguar, and you get that, but you get the Jaguar branded suitcase and you get the Jaguar branded watch. It's the whole experience.
It's the experience on there. Yeah. And the case is beautiful. I mean, I would like to be buried in something as good as that case. But it's.
If you walk in, have the guitar.